Welcome to the Book Buzz Show with Cheryl, where we dive into the captivating world of books. Here at the Book Buzz Show, we encourage you to make your pages turn with joy and immerse yourself in a magical literary experience. Enjoy the show. Welcome.
Hello, and welcome to the Book Buzz Show. I'm your host, Cheryl Brooks. And if you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you enjoy the upcoming show, please like, follow, and subscribe to the broadcast. Also, please be sure to like this broadcast. It helps the show get noticed. Also, here at the Book Buzz Show, we do discuss the characters and the story with minor spoilers, but we don't give anything like too major away that will ruin your reading enjoyment. Just enough to hopefully get you excited about reading the story yourself and getting the book. Also, here at the Book Buzz Show, during the second segment, me and my co-host, we do a highlight of the week. So be sure to have your pens and paper ready for that, for our highlights, as well as our what's on your bookshelf, which is our guest gives their 3 recommendations as well. So we'll have a lot of recommendations for you today. And tonight I'm excited to have this author on, Sonja B, and we'll be discussing her book. Let me bring it on. Deltas for Security. Book 1 is Mad Dog, and that's the one we'll be discussing today. And that is the cover on the screen for those watching. And for those listening later, again, that's Delta for Security, Mad Dog by Sonja B. All right, and without further ado, I'm going to bring on tonight's guest along with my co-host this evening, Jennifer Copeland. Hello. Welcome, Sonja B, to the Book Buzz Show.
Hey, everybody.
And it looks like...
Hey, everybody.
And Jennifer, if you could help me keep an eye on Instagram, because it doesn't show up in the main feed. And I know for the last few shows, for some reason, we hadn't noticed the ones that were out there. So I want to make sure we keep an eye on that. All right, so we're going to get right into it. Since this is your first time on the show, I normally ask if you could just tell us a little bit about your professional writing journey, how you got started, as far as how the idea in your head came from that to you getting published the first time. Can you hear me, Sonja?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? My computer kind of lagged a little bit.
Oh, okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your professional writing journey, how you got started from when you first got published?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Okay, so how I got started was I think so. I think I might need to go into it in my phone. Y'all know I live in this little country town, so my service is spotty.
Well, don't feel bad, so y'all live in a small country town too, so.
And mine has been acting up earlier today.
We
so
is country. You know, we got a Dairy Queen and a Walmart.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well we're gonna work with it.
Hold on one second.
Okay. Hi everybody. Thank you for joining us.
I know it'll work better with my phone.
Okay. Hi Erica.
Give me 1 second.
Unique, Clarice Lockhart, Myra, thank you for joining us. Francis, thank you for joining us. Again, on Instagram, sometimes it doesn't scroll up, so anyone looking or watching on Instagram, welcome as well.
Yeah, because I don't see no comments yet pop up.
Yeah, I don't know what's been going on. Because like last time, I think we thought it was like 2 people on there, and then when I was coming out, it showed the ones who had been on there, and it was a lot more. For some reason, it hasn't been. Right. Let me see. Did it go out? Did you come back in, Sonia? Oh, I see you down here. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me good?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Uh-oh.
okay. Back how I got started.
Did it go out?
Can you hear me good? Let me see.
Okay, let's try it now since I took that off.
Hold on, let me see. Let me take this out.
That's the one thing about being live. The technical stuff.
Okay. All right. So can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
back of how I got started. I used to be an avid reader to where I would read to anything from 5 to 7 to 8 books a week. And I used to always, say like, okay, yeah, I want to write a book, but I was, too scared, stuff like that or whatever. And then so after my dad passed away, I was telling my sister about it, and I told her I had started writing this one book. And she was like, just finish writing it, whatever. And so I did. And so, I shopped it around to different, publishing companies. And then I got picked up by one. And from there, it kind of went to the story got published. It was my first book, which was the Sultry Ink series, Out of the Blue. And from there, I just hit the ground and kept going.
And what year was it that you got published? First got published?
That was in 2019.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Love it, love it. Okay, so I do this sometime, but when an author is coming on for the first time, so I was looking at some of your previous interviews, and on one of them, you said that you love reading paranormal, and that you also that's what you started out writing is paranormal as well.
Right. Well, what I started out reading was urban fiction books, not
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
urban stuff like that or whatever. So then from there, I don't know how I came upon it, but I was like on Amazon, and at the time, like I didn't have a Kindle or a tablet or whatever, so I would buy the paperbacks. And so I was scrolling, not scrolling, but looking on Amazon, and all of a sudden I came up on and at that time I was reading after the urban books, I was reading urban, I was reading the however you want to say it, the Caucasian,
Mm-hmm.
and then while I was, looking at the Caucasian paranormal books, I came across an African American female writer who wrote paranormal. I'm like, we got those. I'm like,
You
oh,
definitely didn't see them a lot, that's for sure, because that's one of my favorite genres too.
exactly. So I just started reading those, and in the midst of reading those, I came across the interracial books, and I was like, we got those too. But paranormal has always been my favorite. So that's how when my first book I did was Sultry Ink, and it's about shapeshifters and stuff like that or whatever. So yeah,
And you said sultry ink.
Sultry Ink. Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
I'll look those up too.
well, they're not up yet,
Oh, they're
but
not okay.
they will. I just got the rights back to those, so they will be coming up soon.
Okay, okay.
Sonya, are they gonna have new covers? Because I have the set in paperback that I won from one of your contests, and
Hmm.
I have the old covers.
They will have new covers.
Okay.
Yes, yes, they will have new covers.
Okay. Because like I said, that's one of my faves too. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
have
get
to
that.
check out your most recent one too, the Maiden at Midnight.
Oh, you're gonna love Maiden at Midnight.
I can't wait to read it.
All I
Um
is Valiant. Balian.
All right. Hello, Isla. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Miss JB. Thank you for joining us. All right. Okay, so what is your writing process like? Do you write in the mornings, the evenings, and what comes first to you, the plot or the characters?
My writing is more so towards the evening because I do have a regular job. I'm so glad for the time change because now I have extra sunlight to be out on my patio because that's where I love to write at.
Okay.
It's during the winter months, and they're small here in Texas. So I'm in my office like I am right now. Um, and then as far as my writing process, well, I'm one of the people, I have to have a spiral notebook for each book that I write. 9 times out of 10, I probably use about 5 pages of it. Like, setting up the story, the characters and stuff like that or whatever. So my first thing that I like to do is to like most of the books that I do, they're like part of a series. So I already know how they're gonna go. I just like to write out, the names of the characters,
Right.
who's related to them, who's their friends and stuff like that. The plot of the story, I already know how it's gonna go. So
Oh, so
yeah.
you don't outline as far as outlining the plot and all of that. You just
No,
basically
I just
okay.
I just write.
And I can tell, I see how that can be beneficial too, as far as keeping track of like the characters and all of that when you're doing a series. Especially like if you have other books in between books and
Right.
then having to try to go back to it. Now, do you reread your work to get, or you just look at your notes from the previous book?
No, I will reread just to make sure that I have like the correct spelling of a name, um, the correct location, and
Mhm.
my books, some of them might end in a cliffhanger. So I like to know how that came to be so I can make a note of that. And then, just kind of just in my head, because like I said, most books are in a series. So when that book ends, I already know
Mhm.
what's going to happen in the next book coming up.
Okay. Okay. And like I was telling you off camera, the first book I read of yours was My Sweet Potato Pie, and I loved it, loved it. So
Love it.
that was a good book for me to start off with you, I
Yeah.
think, because it was really really good. And then so it sent me down looking for other books, and that's when I read the Salvin Brothers
Hmm.
series.
Hmm.
Love that too. Although I had to get used, I think I told you that too. I had to get used to the present tense because my brain kept trying to put it back in past tense. But I loved it though,
Yeah.
and I was saying that was a testament to your writing because I always sometimes I can't do it, but loved it, loved it. Okay, so in your writing stories, your writing and your stories, what do you think you're most known for? Like, some authors are known for their dialogue, their slow burns.
I think the action, because I love action.
Okay.
I've said this in many interviews before. I'd rather write a fight scene than a love scene. You now don't get me wrong, you will get, those steamy moments in a book. But it's just something about the fight scene that I really like. I like writing the fight scene.
And it came through in this book too. I think I put it in my notes too. I love the action in this book.
Hmm.
Um and then of course in your mafia book books that I read in the Seven Brothers, love that too.
Yeah.
Um okay, so I always ask a few fun questions to romance authors. What is one of your favorite romantic gestures made by one of your characters?
Well, I don't know if it'd be considered romantic. Um, but in the Greek story in book 2 with Alistair, um, yeah, he came out the bathroom with just a towel wrapped around him, and then he dropped it, and girl was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "What?" Like, oh, and then he's like, "That's a Prince Albert," and then like flicked his hips up to make it.
Oh no.
And if anyone has read the Greek stories, like y'all know, Alistair is crazy. That like that's he crazy, but he's lovable. So
I'm gonna have
yeah.
to go. I'm gonna have to go back and read that because I skipped. Because once I was reading this one, I'm like, okay, I should have read the first. I should have chose the other one, but then went into this one because Nina is part of that world, right?
Uh, yeah.
Okay,
Well,
that's what I.
she's actually yeah, Nina's in the Greeks, yeah. So
Okay.
it's Mad Dog, and then it's not Mad Dog. I'm sorry. You have the Greeks, and then from the Greeks you have the spinoff of Mad Dog and his crew, which it wasn't even supposed to be. Like the whole time when I wrote the Greeks or whatever, and you had Nina and Mad Dog in there, they were already a married couple, and it was just more so it ended up being spin off because people were asking, like, well, what's Mad Dog and Nina's story? What's Mike and Nina's story? Like, how did they get together, whatever. So that's how the spinoff from Delta Force came about. Because I was like, well, dang, can't nobody just be in the story already married and together? But they wanted to know their background. So I had to give the readers what they wanted. So
Well, I'm glad you did because I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read the rest of them. Okay, so what's an overused romance cliche that you secretly love, like Secret Baby and all that kind of stuff?
mm, well, I always say I don't like the Cinderella effect. You
Oh, you
know,
don't? Okay.
I don't like the Cinderella effect when you leave and run back. But I will say there are a couple of my books that might have it in there, but not
Hmm.
so like that. Like they're gonna have to come back and they're gonna have to prove themselves to get back in.
Right.
I don't know. I think I'm not partial to any because I write a lot of them, so I'm not partial to any.
I always say that mine is one that I see a lot in movies more so than books when um, the male main character is rushing to the airport to like if the female is about to leave, get on the
Yeah.
plane and he's rushing, or like in Legend, I think it was the train he was rushing. He was rushing to.
Yeah.
But I love that type of moment,
Hmm.
especially like I said in movies because the visual of it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's probably one of mine. And then okay, so when you're in the mood for a good romance, what's your go-to movie?
You know what? I thought about that all day. I mean, so, and it's not even a movie because it's like a slow burn. It's a series, and I watch it when I'm writing because I've seen it so many times that I can put it on, and it's like
Hmm.
white voice. And so it's Rick and Michonne from Walking Dead. Like,
Oh, really? Okay. I love it though,
I'm
because I love them too. I love them. Um, and Frances is saying you're good with steamy too. So she oh you said she know for her steamy Frances. She said that's her least favorite part to write.
well, and then the thing too. So when I'm writing it and I'm trying to like, get this angle right or something like that. So then I gotta
Right,
go get my
right.
I gotta let me make sure I'm yeah,
Almost like a choreograph, like you got to choreograph
yeah,
the moves.
yeah. Because if I'm writing, I want to make sure I'm saying it right. I
Right.
got the right and what they're doing. So, and I do that with my fight scenes too. I'll like choke him up and be like, yeah, let me make sure I can choke you up and hit you like this. So yeah.
I love it. And Frances is saying she loved Alistair.
Oh, thank you, the crazy guy, the touch by.
Okay, so we're going to go into what's on your bookshelf. Um, and this is where I ask the guests to give us three book recs from their bookshelf or their digital library, that books that they love. So, Sonia B, you have the floor for that.
I do. My first one is Jan Jan's Untamed, the Doomsday
Okay,
Papers. This book is thick.
I
Now,
see.
I read it on my Kindle, and it didn't. I mean, well, at that time, that's when I was an avid reader, so I was like, thirsty into the book. So I finished it pretty early. But then when I met her and I got the book from her and I was like, oh my God, I didn't think this book was this thick. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. I mean, yeah, I could read this one over and over again. So y'all check out Jan Jan's Doomsday Papers. And then the next one is an oldie but goodie. It's part of a series. It's Wahida Clark's Every Thug Needs a Lady.
Okay.
Love this book. I've read this book so many times. Yeah.
And who is the author again?
Wahida Clark.
Okay.
Can you see it? Wahida Clark. And then my next one is by S.K. Leslie, and it's called Desired Loving an Alpha Male.
I love that book. Loved it.
If women don't know how you supposed to be treated, you need to read about Lincoln.
I agree.
Read about Lincoln. And I have so many others. Like, I mean, I was sitting up there, I just like, I had another one on my phone, but because I'm on my phone, but yeah, I had so many others. I was like, okay, I can only pick three.
Yeah, that would have been my challenge too. Jennifer, which one of those have you read? I know you don't read at least one of them. Have you read any of those?
I haven't read any of them. I think I read one of S.K. Leslie's ones, but I don't remember which one it was. So I'm gonna have to check out and see which one.
Yeah, I remember that one because I it's still in my my digital library. I have to get the print copy too because I love that book. Unique is saying Phoenix Daniels. Yeah, she's one of my favorite too. Actually, Phoenix Daniels, I have one of her books that I'm highlighting today. Okay. So that's true. That's surprising that you mentioned her because she's actually one of my highlight today. And you said all three, but yeah. And Francis is second in what you said. So which one, Francis? All three of them? All right. So for those who haven't read the series, what is the Delta Force Security? What's the gist as far as a brief overview of it?
They are retired special ops that were in a group together, and they retired. And Mad Dog, or Mike, he brought them all together. So now they run this security company as a front. Well, it's not a front because they do install security, but on the side they do recovering missions where they recovers sex traffic people, kidnap people, stuff like that or whatever. And in the midst of them doing that, they find love.
I love their backstory. And how would you describe Mike, also known as Mad Dog, as far as his character, who his makeup?
He's no nonsense, but he is, I wouldn't say a teddy bear, but he's like no nonsense, but he's relatable and easy to get along with until you cross him and, do something towards his family, who he considers his brothers or his woman.
Right. What about Janae? What did you think as far as her character?
Oh, she a firecracker.
She definitely was. I loved her.
Him. When you pull a gun out on your man, like, come on, girl.
Yes, I loved her. Jennifer, what were your first impressions of Mike and Janae when you were introduced to them?
When they're meet cute, that I call when they first met at Mystique. Is that the name of Nina's club?
Yeah.
When he first saw her, and he was like, "Yeah, she's gonna be mine." And he was telling Nia how beautiful and stuff she was, and she just shrugged it off. Oh, this some guy just hitting on me or whatever.
Yeah, he had a visceral reaction to Janae. The first time he saw her, he was like they standing there and he could barely talk once he saw her. Um, Now, one thing I love about this book is one of the things that I love in books is found family. So we got it well, definitely on Janae's end, with Trapper and Michelle and Kayla, I think is her name.
Yeah.
But even with, and I love strong friendships too. So we got it, we got all
Mm-hmm.
of that in the story. So I was loving all of that, and then the brotherhood between um, Mad Dog and his team. Um, love that aspect too. Um, what was it? What was it that made you want to tell the story as far as found family in this story?
Um. So, like I said, they weren't never supposed to get a story, but once I started writing it, like I wanted Mike to, he's gonna have a military background. Um,
Hmm.
the fact that he was adopted by a black family, well, black
Yep,
couple,
I love that.
and they never tried to change him or nothing like that or whatever. They just let him be who he was. Um,
Hmm.
Janae growing up, on the rough side of town, but she had her friends that, and Trapper who were going through stuff, you know what I mean? And, she was the only child, so she kind of like, clung to them, and
Right.
they eventually saw each other as, those were her sisters, that was, her brother, you know,
Hmm.
but, the passing of her parents, and Trapper stood up, was like, nah, she gonna be with us.
Right.
You know what I
And I
mean? So,
love that too. I love too how she, when they needed her, she was a safe space for them too when they were going through their stuff with their abusive father,
right.
and then they would have a safe place at her house with her and her parents. And then it kind of flipped where she needed them
Yeah.
after her parents passed, and Trapper was like, he stepped up for her just like he did for his siblings, his sisters too, when um, with his father.
Right.
Um, but you know what I love too? I love that you kept them like true brother and sister, and it never, because it could have been easy for them to, by this being a romance, for you to have made it where they had some kind of like weird stuff
Right.
going on. So I'm glad you didn't do that.
Right.
Was that
Yeah.
intentional as far as
No, it
keeping it
just that's just the way the story flowed
just how
for
it
me.
flowed too?
Yeah. Um, I tell people all the time, like, I'm just a vessel. The characters just they say and do what they want. I just put it out there for everybody to read. So that's just the way it flowed for me.
Okay. Jennifer, what did you think about the relationship between Janae and Trapper, especially
and
those
and
two?
the sister.
Yeah, but
I
especially
loved it.
them, because I love the dynamic between those two.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I loved it. It was true brother and sister vibes, and when he stood up to Mike or whatever, he was like,
Girl.
"Don't you
But
let
who
nothing
was
happen
that?
to my sister, or we gonna
Right.
finish. Look, we gonna finish this."
Right.
But Mike
Yeah.
wasn't intimidated at
He wasn't
all.
intimidated. It
Uh,
was two alpha males going, because remember she had to step between them.
mhm.
Yes,
Yep.
So I loved it. Loved the whole dynamic. And the way they kept Mike and Trapper kept saying, "I don't like you, but I respect you." I was hoping that they would come around in the end, but they still said they don't really care for each other, but they, respect each other. And
Hmm.
I guess the glue is Janae, that they both love her.
Right.
Um, um, and then I love the friendship too between Janae and Nina,
Hmm.
and how they support each other. Um, I know towards the end, when her and Mike got together, I was hoping that Nina was going to be, there too to experience that.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing was, so if you go back to the Greeks and if you read the Greeks' destruction, you get more of a background of how Nina and Janae became friends.
Okay.
You know, uh, so yeah, you find that out, but and then you kind of like know a little bit more. Like Nina already knew because this was just giving you just the backstory. This is just giving you Mike and Janae's story. But if you go back and read the Greeks book 1, you'll find out how their friendship began and stuff. And it's
Okay.
kind of like she was there, but she wasn't there. She kind of knew and she knew, but you get it more so in the first book. Like I said, because they weren't supposed to have a book.
Right. Francis is saying Kayla is in the third. But okay, so Kayla, we get her story in the third. Okay, because I was looking, because textbook is next in this one, right?
Right. You have Tech, and then you
Okay.
have Blake, and
And then
Blake.
Blade and Kayla is book 3 because
Yeah.
I have them on my Kindle. I just got to finish. I just got to read books 2 and 3.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because in book 3 with Blade, he not like Mike. I'm gonna say that when it comes to Trapper.
Oh no! oh my goodness! So he not trying to be diplomatic at all, huh?
No.
Well, he hinted that in Mike's in this book. He's
Yeah, because I guess the only reason he kind of stepped aside is because Mike asked him to. And he's like, wait until this is over with, before you, because we can't afford no mishaps.
Yeah, yeah. He meant it because yeah.
I
He's not
cannot. I
Mike.
cannot wait.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait. Now, do we still get Mike and Janae in the other 2 books in the series?
Yeah. You
Okay.
get all because they going on missions and stuff like that.
Okay.
So you still all of them. So you're gonna get Mike, you're gonna get Tech, you're gonna get Blade, you're gonna get Thing 1 and 2, you're gonna get Venom.
Okay.
So you're gonna get all of them in those books.
And
but
but
Lethal,
what I was get who?
Lethal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I was thinking too, and I'm gonna have to go back and read the Greeks too, but I was thinking that could have been. I was thinking that might have been an avenue for when when Janae was under, when somebody was out to whatever his name was. I can't think of his name. Escobar. And I was wondering if Nina was gonna, like, if she had told her the truth about what was going on, they had another avenue too through through the Greeks probably. But I guess they didn't need them because Mike and his team had it together. But I was wondering if you were gonna go in that direction at first.
Well, at the time, like I said, Nina didn't really kind of know, but if you go back to the Greeks and in book 1, like I said, you find out Nina and Janae's history, and some stuff happened with Nina. Nina called Janae. Well, Janae shows up at her house. No, she shows up at the main male character's house or whatever. And when she gets out, Mike gets out with her, and then that's when oh my God, I don't went blank on my male Greek.
They are blurring together.
So yeah, so like I said, they weren't supposed to get a book.
Right.
If you want the backstory and stuff like that, read the Greeks and you'll get more of a clarity of how they all knew each other. But with Mad Dog's book, you find out how he and Lord, my mind is drawing a blank, but the main male character in the Greeks.
Who is the main male character, Francis, in the Greek in book 1? I know she probably knows.
I love him. And but in Mike and Janae's story, you find out how they met or whatever, because they were doing a job for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to read those too.
Balthazar. His name is Balthazar, but they call him Czar.
Okay.
My name went out my head. Like, come on now.
I understand, because even with readers, you know, with me doing the show, I read a lot of books in between. That, like, if I read out of order, I have to refresh my memory before the author comes on, because it'll be blend together with all the rest of the books I've been reading. So I get it. Let's see. Francis is saying she read the Mall so good, and them Greeks a must read. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely will. Okay, so Jennifer, what did you think about Mike and his breakup with his long-term girlfriend? And wasn't she crazy? That she was
she was something. How you gonna ask him to
yeah.
help get your side piece in the car?
Yeah. Sonja B, I don't know what you were thinking when you wrote that. I'm like, she lucky that she was even able to walk out of there herself.
Girl, how you gonna have another man at this man's house?
And then ask for his help to
Man, help him in it. You're not gonna help me get him in, and he like, if you don't get him in.
That probably was one of the craziest moments. Like, she is nuts. She don't even have enough sense to be afraid.
Well, and see, and that's one of the things too about my books, though. There will be some comedy pieces in there, some stuff that's gonna make you be like, "Girl, please," and some stuff that's just gonna make you laugh. And that was one of them. That was one of them.
Yeah, I could not believe it.
Because she had the audacity, because I was like, you gonna ask that? And he done beat this man. And the man ain't even try to fight back.
Right. And I wouldn't even ask him that, because, look what he did to that man, which he could have done to you, because you had
right. That's why I said she didn't even have no sense to know that, okay, let me get up out of here. Exactly. Francis wants to know, is thing 1 and thing 2 going to get a book?
Yes, they will get a book. Separate. They will not have the same woman.
They don't do everything together.
Everything, because I had people ask me, like, are they gonna have the same woman? They gonna share the same woman? Ew, no.
You're right, not brothers.
I'm not knocking it if you do what you want to do, but they're gonna have, and if you was it in, I'm trying to think, it was in book 1 or book 2 of Delta Force, you could tell that they both had interest in Agent Vaughn's assassins. It was 2 of them that they were kind of like, checking.
Oh, yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, I caught that.
So but they will eventually get their books.
Okay. So
Lethal is getting one too.
Girl, I've already started on Lethal and Agent Vaughn. They are a mess too. So
okay.
I got that when they met up.
Yeah, but I've already posted the cover reveal for it. So the next book in the Delta Force series will be Chains.
Okay.
Because I was gonna ask about him.
Yeah, everybody been wanting his story. So Chains, they got the talking and got the writing. I'm just the vessel. So yeah. So that
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And Clarissa's saying Alistair is still my favorite Greek.
That's Alistair crazy. Alistair don't care. Only that can control him is Balthazar and they daddy. And maybe Haley, but she crazy too. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out too, because I love it's like with the paranormal, I love Mafia too. So And Greeks are one of my favorites too, as well as Russian. So
Yeah.
all right. Okay, so like I said, I love the brotherhood between Mike and his team, and so I'm looking forward to getting Tech's story because he seemed like he was um, more understated. So I'm hoping that you're gonna bring it with him in book
Yeah.
two. We gonna
Tech is a deadly nerd.
okay.
That's
Okay.
that's a deadly nerd. That's the best way to describe him.
I cannot wait. What story are you? Whose story are you interested in getting, Jennifer, out of the team?
Oh, definitely Chain and Lethal, but I'm definitely gonna read Tex and Blade and Kayla because I want to see how
Oh,
Blade
yep.
and Trapper.
Oh man, that's gonna be. I can't wait. That's gonna be explosive.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start texting them as soon as we finish this.
Yeah, because even just from Mike and Janae's book too, like you said, you get a sense of like that is not gonna end well.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and Mike knew it. That's why he was like, "Please, not right now."
Please
Put
Right.
that
don't
on
look what he
hold.
said. Don't he said go get Blade before World War III
Right,
starts.
right.
It's
Oh
already.
man. But I love strong heroines too. So I love the way you wrote Janae as far as because one of my favorite scenes that I thought was interesting was how astute she was, how alert and cautious she was. And I'm talking about
Mhm.
the scene where she is leaving Mystique and um, Mike left the rose for her on the car.
Yeah.
And you know how most women would have got the rose and maybe even sniffed it,
Hmm.
but her first instinct was like, "I'm not sniffing this," and threw it on the ground and stomped it. Um,
But the
and
thing behind that is because um in Dallas and some of the surrounding areas, even here in my little country town, people were leaving roses and like pieces of paper and paper towels either on the door handle or on, on the front of your car. And they want you to pick it up and it be laced with some kind of drug or something like that.
oh my goodness, that is crazy.
Yeah. So that's where that part came from.
I love that you took it from real life, but that is so scary.
Hmm.
But I thought it was interesting. I'm like, oh, I love that her first instinct was like, I'm not smelling this. Because he was like, and I thought but he even said it must be a reason why she did it. Because I can't remember who he was in the car with. It might have been Ted, and he was like, she is not feeling you. uh, and then Mike was like, no, it must be something, something behind that. And he was right,
Hmm.
but. That was one of my favorite scenes. Was there anything that stood out to you, Jennifer, in the a scene that stood out to you?
I got a couple when they went on the date and they went dancing.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. And she assumed that he
Um,
couldn't dance.
yeah, when she assumed he couldn't dance, and then um when she pulled out her gun while they was on his motorcycle, she was in love with that motorcycle with Raven.
Oh yeah,
But
she was
I
she loved the
love I
motorcycle.
love that. And then my last one was when she told him that he was on restriction until everything was over with. Over with. That'll give him the incentive to get it done faster.
Oh man, yeah, I love that. He like what? What was one of your
mhm.
favorites, Sonia, in the book?
um definitely, like I said earlier, when she pulled out the gun on him. Um
Hmm.
the one part where they went on their first date and they went to the Globe in downtown, and then they had their little racist couple, and then they met the older couple, and
Oh
then
yeah,
Yeah.
And then, as they leaving, they see that other couple, and they were like, what's up? And they was like, oh, you didn't.
Yeah, Janae was like, "Is there a problem?"
Right. She was like her brother in that sense. She went, and I love too how her sisters. Well, I guess just because Trapper made sure they all, could defend themselves, by him being, who he is, and that's one of the things I like too when they all went to, I can't remember where they went, but when they all went.
No, they went. What? No,
the Dominican Republic.
Oh yeah, the Dominican Republic. Yeah, when they went, and I'm like, why don't they just tell? But she was listening to Mike. I'm like, why don't she just tell her sisters the truth? Because they thinking they're, they going on this vacation.
Baby, but when they came off that plane,
yeah, and that was my when you talk about the action.
Yes.
You did a good job on that scene. You did a good job on that scene.
Yes, because then you see like how. Kayla being the youngest and how they're all close with Trapper in a certain way. But with Kayla, it was funny to me with Kayla and Trapper and that the bedroom suite on the.
Oh, yep.
I was like, what?
She said, we're going to share the interview. Oh, man. Christina said, sounds like a great story. What is the order of the series? She said she saw it was already asked. This is a spinoff of the Greeks, so don't read it out of order like me.
Okay, so
and me.
With Delta Force, you have Mad Dog, you have Tech, and then you have Blake. And then with the Greeks, you have the Greeks Destruction, you have Under the Greeks Protection, you have the Greeks Redemption, and then you have the Ruthless Greek. In between those, book 3 and book 4, you do have another little kind of spinoff in there, which is O'Rourke, which is about their Irish friends. So you have all 5 of them. So you have Under the Greeks Protection, you have the Greeks Destruction, Under the Greeks Protection, you have the Greeks Redemption, and you have O'Rourke, and then you have the Ruthless Greek.
And I think I have every last one of them on my Kindle. In my TBR, I bought them, and I think they all in my TBR.
Which one did you say after O'Rourke?
The Ruthless Greek.
Okay. And Tori Moore is saying that was unforgettable. I'm not sure which one you were referring to. You can let us know in the comments. Or are you talking about the scene? We were talking about the action scene? Because that action scene was on point. I love a good action scene. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. And Francis, she is like, yes, Trapper and the Greeks. Trapper was no joke. And then
in both series. He's in the Greeks and he's in Delta.
Oh, he's in the Greeks too. Okay. So that's what you were saying. Okay.
That's where you first meet Trappers in the Greeks.
Okay.
Because Janae.
Love it. I can't wait to get the backstory for that too. Oh yeah, she said yes, all the action in the Dominican Republic. Yes. Great job with that. Now, did you suspect? We are not gonna say who it was, but did you suspect the person that ended up shooting Jennifer at the airport?
Oh, that was a surprise because I wasn't expecting that.
Right, me either.
But Trapper was. He figured it out.
He was right on it, wasn't he?
Right on it.
Even Mike and his team were surprised.
Because I thought it would have been the pilot, but like I said, I never suspected.
Great job, Sonja B. I can't wait to read, like I said, the rest of the series and and check out the Greeks as well, and O'Rourke. I love mafia stuff, so
Thank
I'm definitely
you.
gonna check them out. And then, like I said, I'm gonna check out your paranormal story too.
Okay.
I got it. I just need to read it. When I was looking through, remember I told you I was gonna see which one I wanted us to talk about. So I did get it. I just haven't started reading it yet.
Okay.
So I cannot
You're
wait.
Like I said, I'll say valiant.
Okay. I'll let you know once I start reading it. Now you said is there anything that you can, I know you mentioned that you were working on what book did you say you're working on right now? Lethal, I think you said.
I'm working on Chains right now.
Oh, Chains, okay.
Yeah.
Anything else your work is in the progress you can that you can talk about, or
I am happy to say that we will be relaunching the Savant Brothers with new covers, with the same model, but new covers.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm excited about that because everybody has been asking, because it's been down off of Amazon, and so everybody's been asking about that. So I'm happy that we're going to be relaunching it, so my new readers can go back and see where all my mafia started. And it started from unique words challenging me to write something other than paranormal, and I did not be as big as it was, but it blew up. So yeah, so I'm excited about.
I've meant to reach out to you too, because I can't remember when it was. It was maybe a few months ago. I actually did the Self and Brothers as my highlight.
Oh,
So I highlighted the series for those in the audience.
yeah,
So
look out.
So that's good that you're relaunching it.
Yeah, they are coming back, and I am so excited. Because Axel is my baby. Axel my baby. That's my baby.
Right. Your first series, your first pivot series from the paranormal. Yeah.
Axel was supposed to be in a paranormal.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because he was like the silent killer. I saw him.
Right.
Grim Reaper type guy.
I can see it though. Yeah, I can see it. That's those same tendencies, the brooding guy. Yeah.
But it was, that's we gonna try something different. I want you to try something different. I'm gonna challenge you to write a different kind of story. And I didn't think, I'm like, I guess it's gonna be a mafia. I guess we gonna see what happens. That book, I was bad nervous about that book, but it's one of my
well, you did your thing, because Axel was good, because I think I read that in a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it too. Loved all of them.
Yeah,
all the brothers. Loved them, and everybody in the audience is saying that too. Love them. So I can't wait for the re-release of those, and so other people can experience that series too.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. We are at our time, and where can people follow you on social media?
I am on Facebook under author Sonja B. I am on Instagram under Sonja B 45. I am on TikTok under Sonja B, author Sonja B 00. You can go into my link tree, which is the link tree at author Sonja B. And I'm everywhere. Just go to my.
And she has a group too.
Okay.
And I do. I have a group of sultry. So if you want to have it next, or see band candy, or just see some inspirational or funny memes, you can.
Love it.
Because I'm in there.
On Facebook, I do have my other page, which is Sonja B's Masterpieces.
Okay. And like I said, we've been communicating for a few years now, so I'm glad to finally have you on the show. And
everybody else know, before we go, also Next year, I'm not next year, but next month, I will be in Jacksonville, Florida, at IRAE,
Okay.
from the July the 15th through the 19th. So you want to come out and purchase some books or just to meet me and everything. Yeah, they have a page as well if you want to like get tickets or just to know what the itinerary is. Just they have the page is IRAE on Facebook, and yeah, it'll take you to the page, the group page, and you can join.
All right. Sounds good. Jennifer, did you have anything else before we go into our second segment?
And Sonia, I just want to tell you that you was like my first foray into interracial. Besides, I can't think of her name right now, but it was. I loved it. I loved it. Absolutely
Thank,
loved it.
thank you, thank
Yes,
you.
this definitely was a banger. Loved it. And Francis is agreeing. Yes, we love the Salmon Brothers. Um, all right.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your evening and talk soon. I'll let you know when I start diving into the paranormal book.
All right, y'all have a good evening, and thank you for everyone that came out to support. I appreciate you all.
All right. Have a great one.
You too.
Okay, so we're going to go into our second segment where we give you the highlights for this week. And let me see. Well, I already spilled the beans on as far as who the author is that I'm highlighting, but I didn't say the book. um, all right, Jennifer, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Let me bring up. Let's see. All righty.
This is so far my favorite book out of the Dillinger series by Kimberly Brown, and it's Smoke.
Okay.
And I just love Smoke. I love all the books, but I just love Smoke. And I'm just
Is,
gonna read the synopsis. Devin
is this
Smoke Dillinger.
book one?
This is book 3.
Oh, okay, okay,
It's Deuce, then Maceo, and then Smoke, and then Jada, and then Steel.
okay.
So this is the third book. Devin Smoke Dillinger lives by a simple code: protect what's his at all costs. As the third oldest Dillinger and owner of a successful weapons distribution business, Smoke has a reputation that precedes him. He's a man of few attachments who prides himself on control, discipline, and keeping people at arm's length until an unexpected visitor walks through his door. Romy Mitchell is fighting battles on all sides. 7 months pregnant with her second child, she's desperately seeking protection from threats she can no longer handle alone. With nowhere else to turn, she steps into Smoke's world, hoping for safety but unprepared for the man she finds behind the intimidating reputation. Where circumstances forces them together, what begins as a reluctant alliance transforms into something neither expected. As violence threatens Romy's world, Smoke discovers a protective instinct that surprises even himself. Through bullets, betrayal, and heartbreak, they forge an unbreakable bond that defies their separate worlds. But in a city where power and corruption runs deep, their newfound love may come at the ultimate price.
Okay.
And it was so good. That's all I can say. Even though Smoke was tough, with Romy, he was a teddy bear.
Okay. I love that. That's my favorite kind when long as they can be like that with everybody on the outside, but they're not like that
Yes,
with their honey.
yes. See, I mean, and once I'm not gonna tell what happened, but once something happened and he when he just steps in, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like,
Okay.
whew.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out this
He
series. I
is
know y'all
Bay
been
for
telling me about it.
sure. He is Bay for sure. You know how much I done talked about Smoke during
Yes,
our meetings.
yes. I'm gonna check it out. There, it's on my list, the Dillingers. And like when we had her on the show, we were talking about it too. That I'm gonna have to check out the series. All right, and you
You
got
know, and
some
I had a
Katrina
hard
and
time picking today because I was like, when I saw your message, I didn't see it till this morning, and I'm like, oh man, I do gotta choose my highlight for the week. I said, I don't know what to pick or what have I picked for
right.
the
That's the
show.
thing. Finding out if you did it already, right? And then Katina and Erica are both saying that they love. Katina says she loved smoke too, and then Erica saying she loved the Dillingers, and Smoke was the best stepdaddy. Couldn't tell him nothing.
Couldn't tell him a thing. And when her oldest daughter Corey called him Papa Devin, that just that was chef's kiss. That made me cry.
Okay, I can't wait to get into this series, but it's gonna be a minute because I have so many arcs that I have to finish up, plus the stuff for the show. But and for anybody that happens to be on Instagram, for some reason, the last several weeks, it hasn't been showing us everybody that's on there. So if it's other people on Instagram, welcome and thank you for coming out. I don't want to, you ought to think that we are ignoring you. It doesn't show up in the main feed. Okay, so mine this week is, uh, and I stuck with IR since we were talking to Sonja B. I did an IR that I love, and who crazy? Oh, the family is crazy. She said great family dynamic, which I love. I love that, Katina. So maybe I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
definitely
gonna
have to check
love
it
when you get into it. You gonna love Papa Stanley.
out. Okay.
Papa Stanley, something else.
Oh man. Okay, so mine this week is Creed Book One, Eyewitness by Phoenix Daniels, and I think she came out with a new Creed recently, if I'm not mistaken, maybe in the last year that I still need to read. But so far, every book that I've read in this series, I have loved. But this one is the first book. It was published in 2016. It has 253 pages. It's a multicultural interracial romance, and the synopsis is: Meet Taylor Montgomery, the beautiful but disgruntled Chicago cop. Disgruntled not because she didn't love her job, but because she was fed up with the slippery politics associated with the department. Yet she donned her uniform every day, wearing it with pride and patrolling the dangerous streets of the Windy City. Her life was fairly simple until she encountered Victor Creed, the sexy, stop your heart, drop dead gorgeous governor of Illinois. The moment they laid eyes on one another, there was a fiery attraction that they were unable to suppress. Victor and Taylor contemplated the possibility of pursuing a relationship. Unfortunately for the couple, there was no shortage of enemies. Due to the unforeseen and unconstitutional shooting of an unarmed man, Taylor must choose between telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, at the risk of being ostracized by the very people that she depended on for backup, or going along with the program and lying. Will the governor run to protect his political career, or will he stand with Taylor as she battles the department, the media, and other unknown enemies? And oh, man, this was such a good read. And I love a good alpha male main character, and you definitely get that in Victor Creed. You also get the close family bonds because he has brothers that he's very close to, and I love a strong heroine, and we definitely get that too in Taylor, being a cop. That's one thing I can say about Phoenix Daniels. Her females, man, her heroines, they are no joke. They'll go toe to toe, but they also, like Taylor, knows how to submit to her man when when the time comes, but she is definitely can stand on her own. Yeah, the cover is nice too, Katina. I don't know if I told you. Did you read Creed? Anybody in the audience read Creed before? The Creed series?
I haven't. I'm gonna have to check it out. I love the cover.
Yeah. Oh man, he is. He is yummy, 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 man. I'm telling you, y'all would love it. You would love it. And we get in the story, we get the suspense, and just by the synopsis, you can kind of figure because she's dealing with corrupt cops, but she's not corrupt, and she's battling whether or not if she should stand with her fellow officers or if she should do the right thing. And so that's all the battle gonna bring some tension. Um, and you will love Victor Creed. He is so confident and just got that suaveness to him. I don't even know if that's the word, suave. But Taylor is wait a minute. Where I put where she's that was probably one of my favorite things in the story is her battling the dirty cops and everything that came along with that. And then how Creed stood up for her. I love the entire thing. Oh, Erica said she read it years ago. Yeah, if y'all haven't read it, do yourself a favor. You will love it.
There
You'll love
goes
it.
another to my my TBR list.
Yes. Francis, is Francis still out there? I'm surprised. Francis, have you read this? Because this you will not be disappointed. This is a great series for you if you haven't read it yet. Islin, you out there too. Have you read it yet? I know they read a lot of IR. But yes, so hopefully you all got some good book recommendations tonight from the author as well as me and Jennifer. And then please be sure to check out Sonja B's books in the Delta Force Security and her books in the what's the other one called, Jennifer? The Greek series.
The Greek series.
Yeah. Because I'm going to dive into both of them, the rest of the series, and then go back and check out the Greeks. Oh, Francis, you haven't. Oh yeah, you gotta, Francis. You have to check out Creed. Oh my gosh, you have to check out a lot of Phoenix Daniels stuff if you haven't. Because as much as I love Creed, I think my favorite series of hers is, and I've highlighted one of those books before, Beautiful Prey. That's another one where the female character, no joke, and the action and stuff in the scene because you get a lot of hand-to-hand combat in that one and Beautiful Prey series. So I think you'll love that one as well. Oh, Isla says she has the whole series. It sounds like I have to read it. Yes, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. You will love it. All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting the show and supporting the author today. And next week it will be, let's see. Next week we'll be talking to. Well, actually this week I have two shows. So I'll also be on this week on Thursday with Iris Bowling, and that one we'll have a reader panel and some fun games. So please be sure to check us out on Thursday, a new night Thursday at 8:00 with Iris Bowling, and we'll be talking about her latest book in the next generation of the Heart series, and it's called Leopard. That's another good one. If you haven't read the Heart series, do yourself a favor and check it out. But we'll be on with her Thursday at 8. And then next Monday, we'll be on with L.R. Jackson. She'll be back on the show, and it'll be in her Royal series. The Defiant Queen is the next book, and that's what we'll be discussing. So I hope you can join us for that one as well. All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you next time. All right, Jennifer.
Okay.